Good morning, everyone. There are a lot of morning routine type videos on YouTube, and I thought I would do my own. I've been doing this now, this particular routine, for a little over 90 days, and it's become part of me now. I can't imagine not doing it. Took a lot to overcome the inertia. It's something I've been thinking about for a long time. But I just want to go over with you some of what I do that may be different from what other people do. First thing I do upon rising, and I usually get up between 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning, I pour myself a glass of water. Sometimes I'll make a cup of coffee, sometimes I'll wait. And I pray what's called the Liturgy of the Hours. And I use this book, which is produced by Word on Fire Ministries, which is Bishop Robert Barron, if you're not familiar. And the Liturgy of the Hours are prayers. It's also called the Prayer of the Church. And it's required of priests and optional for lay people like myself. Now, if you're serious about this, there are 5 different times during the day when you can pray, and you're praying with scripture. And this book has the morning prayer, evening prayer, and night prayer. I do the morning prayer and the night prayer. I don't do any of the others. I could do a whole video on it, but I just wanted to review it with you. And basically what it is, you're praying mostly the Psalms. In the Bible, there are 150 Psalms, and over the course of the month, you will pray all of them. So that's how I get started. And sometimes, if I'm moved by something, I'll write it in the journal. We'll go over that later. But that's how I start. Then I have another book. This is called the Magnificat. It's a monthly publication. It has all the prayers that are said at Mass, Catholic Mass. And for example, this is for tomorrow. You'll see at every Mass, weekday Mass, you'll have a reading, first reading usually from the Old Testament. Then you'll have a Psalm. And then you'll have a gospel reading, which comes from the New Testament. And again, same thing. If I'm moved by something, I'll write it in the journal. Now, one of the problems I had with regular journaling is what to write. Because sometimes I have to be honest with you, my mind is just blank. I don't know what to write. So I found this book. It's called The Artist's Way, 365 Meditations for Creative Living by Julia Cameron, who is the author of a book called The Artist's Way. The Artist's Way is a pretty intense 12-week, I don't know if you want to call it a course, where you really get into yourself. That's about all I'll say. I haven't done the whole thing. I've done the first couple of chapters. The reason I like this book is that it could help you get started when you're stuck. So, for example, let's just turn to any day. Day 79. Morning pages as a companion. You start out with a little blurb here, which is, I'd say it's kind of a meditation. Then there's a quote from a famous person or supposed famous person. I've never heard of this particular person here, but that doesn't mean anything. Then you have a writing prompt, right? And this is the most important part. For this day, what nurturing good ideas have your morning pages suggested lately? One of the things that Julia Cameron requires is that you do morning pages, that you write in a journal 3 pages. And like I said, I don't always know what to say. My mind draws a blank, but very often this is a good starting point. And I find that once I write a couple of sentences, the rest kind of just flows. And you don't have to necessarily stay on the topic. You can write about anything you want, but this helps to get you started. So normally what I do is I kind of try to summarize what's in the meditation. I write down the quote or parts of the quote. I'll take a look at the prompt and try to do what it says. And then at the end, there's an affirmation. For example, today I listened for that gentle wisdom that is suggested through my morning pages, and I trust it to be true and valuable. That may also trigger something in you to write. So the next thing I do then is go to the journal. Now, I just use a cheapy composition book for this. I don't have anything really expensive. And what I do is, like I said, this is from, this is from today. What I do is, you see the green is the spiritual work from the Liturgy of the Hours and from the Mass readings. Then what I started to do, I didn't do this in the beginning, I started to write down my dreams. For the longest time, I didn't dream, or at least I didn't think I did. But since I've been doing this, I dream much more often. And some of them are really bizarre, I have to say. I write them down. I'm not going to read them to you because it's a little embarrassing, some of it. And then I get into that day's work. So I start out again, like I said, I use different color ink just so it reminds me of what it is, right? Spiritual dreams, and then the black or blue ink is the work for the day. Here's the prompt. Here's the prompt, and then my response. And for example, today I really didn't have anything to say. I said the prompt is, if it weren't so risky, I would try blank. Right? Because today's meditation is on risk. So if it weren't so risky, I would try blank. I didn't know what to say for that. So I thought about something weird, like I've always wondered what it would be like to live in a foreign country. But I'm not going to do that realistically. But it triggered in me that I do want to travel, and I don't have to necessarily travel great distances. I can do things locally. And I came up with some ideas to schedule some trips to places like Boston and Philadelphia, upstate New York, other places in New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania. There's a lot of things you could do right here within an hour to 2 or 3 hours drive. Here was the affirmation for today. Now, something I do that's not in the Julia Cameron's plan is gratitude. So you write every day something you're grateful for. Right now, I had to do some charity work for this organization locally. Today I wrote I was grateful for that organization. It could be a person, it could be a thing. The other day when we had the snowstorm, I was grateful to the people that worked all night to clear the streets of snow. Grateful for a family member, grateful for a friend, etc. Then the next thing, I started to do this only within the last couple of weeks. I tried to remember someone or something. Usually it's a person, someone from your past, someone that you maybe haven't seen in years, someone that was nice to you, someone that wasn't nice to you. Just to remember that person and note it. For example, lately, I've been watching the reruns of the old TV show, The Twilight Zone. I loved that show growing up as a kid. And I guess I've seen almost all the episodes countless times. But I have the desire to watch certain episodes again. So I've been doing that for the last 2 or 3 days, watching old episodes of The Twilight Zone. And today I remember The Twilight Zone. And I just recognize that I've had so many fond memories of that show. Rod Serling was a genius, right? Rod Serling was the creator of The Twilight Zone. What did I do the day before? Who did I remember the day before? I got to be careful here. Oh, yesterday I remembered the neighborhood I grew up in. I didn't realize it at the time, but it was a good place to grow up. Right? Oh, what about the day before that? An old boss I had. Someone who was very good to me, but he had his own problems, his own demons. I won't get into it. But that's what I do. That's my morning routine. I just use a simple big pen with different color inks, cheap notebook, costs $1 or $2. The stuff that I have here, these books, the Magnificat and the Liturgy of the Hours, you can get that online for free, right? For whatever reason, I choose to have the book. I try to stay off the phone, off the tablets, off the computer until I've done all of this work. So like I said, I've been doing this for like 90 days, and I can't imagine not doing it now. So just a suggestion, look up Julia Cameron, Morning Pages. There are tons of videos and articles online. You don't have to read books or buy books. It's all out there if you want to do it. And while she says you should do 3 pages a day, some days I can only do 1 or 2. My mind just will not permit me to go past that. Have a great day, guys, and see you soon.